Hello, everybody. Welcome to Backstage with Sultans of String and special guest Selçuk Suna. We'll be starting in just 3 minutes. A little bit of music to warm up here. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Chris McCool from Sultans of String, and welcome to Backstage, brought to you through the help of Ontario Arts Council. This is our second in our 12-part reboot series on Fridays at noon EST, broadcasting live from Burlington, where we're collaborating with special guests from our Sanctuary and Refuge albums, many of whom are newcomers to this land, essential Indigenous artists, and global talents who have been ambassadors for peace. Our countdown song there was with myself and Kevin La Liberté on guitar and Drew Burson on the bass. And in just a moment, we'll get to chat with our very special guest, Selçuk Suna. But first, we'd like to acknowledge and thank the many First Nations in the Métis, from the Anishinaabe to the Haudenosaunee to the Huron-Wendat to the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, for allowing us to share their traditional lands on which we feel blessed to live and work and play. First off, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. We've had people all the way from Vancouver to the East Coast to the UK. And while you're there, feel free to hit like on Facebook if you're watching us on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, please give it a like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you can find out about upcoming streams. And we're also broadcasting live on LinkedIn and Twitter today. Now, born in Istanbul and now based in Toronto, Selçuk Suna comes from a family of musicians. By the time he was 18, he was performing on a bunch of TV programs and with countless Turkish pop and jazz stars. He's also played on stage with internationally known artists, including Shakira. While in Turkey, Selçuk performed weekly on the super popular late-night series called Beyaz Show for 13 years, in fact. And he recorded his last album here in Ontario, though. It's called Turkish Standards, Non-Standard. And it features both Canadian and Turkish musicians. Now he plays with basically everyone in Toronto, please welcome to the Zoom room, Selçuk Suna.
Thank you for the introduction. Beautiful. You guys, this is like amazing. I feel like I'm on a TV show.
You are on a TV show. That's exactly what this is. Thanks to Ontario Arts Council and Canada Council. You know, when the pandemic hit, we did a very hard pivot to online streaming, and the beauty of it is to be able to share time with amazing musicians like yourself.
Yeah, this is amazing. Unbelievable. Nobody can see this setup, but like this is an amazing setup here. Like,
well, and we started off with just an iPhone and built it up to this, basically a TV studio. But we've known each other a long time now, Selçuk. You were, for the audience at home, we met because our daughters were both 16 months, Toronto Montessori School up on Kingston Road in Toronto. And they became best friends, and both their wives are teachers, and we're both musicians. And
it was the funny story though, like they became a best friend, and you're a musician, I'm a musician, my wife is a teacher.
It's crazy,
your
right?
Wife is a teacher. Yeah, it's crazy.
But the best part was when you started playing with other musicians in Toronto, and your musical world just exploded here. Now you play with so many bands. You play with your Istanbul band every weekend in Scarborough at the Turkish, what's it called, Barans restaurant. You play in Parto, you play with your own trio, you play in Kune, you run your concerts on Connolly's series, you ran Art Square, which was such a hip happening place. Like, you've really become a very important part to the music scene here.
Thank you so much.
In Canada.
But like I pushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
I pushed myself. Like, it was hard, right? Like, first I moved here and I started to work at the family business feature framing store.
Yeah.
I wanted to work there. Also, I wanted to give a break a little bit. I was touring in Europe every day, and I just didn't want to miss my little ones, like the growing. And I wanted to stop for 2 years. Then after like 2 years, it got hard a little bit. Like, I wanted to be on the stage, again. Then I was playing private gigs for private Turkish community gigs, etc. But I met with you, and you said you have to play in the scene, get out of this framing shop. Then it was a bonus. Then I cut my hand and I had to. I had to quit that thing.
Yeah. So for those who don't know your personal story, so Selçuk was working in a framing shop and fixing some glass, and the glass shattered and sliced a bunch of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, I think.
But you got it. You got to the hospital. Thank goodness for Canadian medical system.
Exactly.
You healed it. You stretched it out.
The doctor was amazing.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job.
Fantastic.
Saved my life.
Well, I'm curious. Oh, and hello, Armenius. Hey, great. Our friend from North Carolina. And Nicole Duval, nice to see you. And please let us know where you're watching from in the chat there. And Selçuk, if you want to get a little closer to the vocal mic, that might be good too. And tell us, I'm curious, do you feel a big difference between the musical cultures living in Turkey versus living in Canada? Here you play with many different kinds of bands. Is that different from what happens in Turkey, or similar?
Of course, just when I first moved here, that was my goal. You own all kinds of music, Brazilian, Cuban jazz, regular jazz, Brazilian jazz. I studied jazz at university.
Yeah.
I studied Roman music. I studied classical music. Whole my life I wanted to combine everything, but that's not the way how we play in Turkey. Everyone is Turkish musician. Everyone has very similar flavor to each other.
Right.
Here, there are lots of flavors. I like
so
to
much
cook
diversity.
my food with lots of different flavors. Right? This is amazing. Diversity is amazing in Toronto.
It's just unbelievable. We have musicians come here from around the globe. They bring their music with them, masters of their traditions.
Exactly.
Not just anybody. We have the masters come and live in Ontario, and we
Canada
get to perform with them.
Upcoming music place right now.
It really is. Hey, there's Lisa Pichwan Nomura. Hello. Long time no see. One of my very first gigs in Toronto was with Lisa singing in the beach. And nice. Jerry Siegel, I have to give a shout out to Jerry Siegel, because Jerry is the programmer that created the MIDI software that allows me to change all these camera angles with my feet. This is all because of Jerry. So check out Jerry.
Job,
Jerry, put your website in the chat for any Ecamm viewers to let them know. And we have friends all the way from the UK here. That's super fun. Martin Rudd is asking where his kazoo is. I don't know what that means. But okay, I want to play a clip. It's something I found on the internet yesterday because it is not only one of my favorite clips of seeing you play, but it might be one of my favorite clips on the internet right now. Check this out. It's just such a party. I want to be in that room at that moment.
This is a jazz fest, you know?
Yeah, that's like in Kensington Jazz Festival, right?
Yeah, I remember. Eric was booking this gig.
Yeah, and is that your trio that you have?
Yeah, I have now I have Selçuk Suna band. It's different players. Yeah, and I have a jazz band like Eric and Max. And yeah, I have a trio. This was like occasional trios, and everything's like changing.
Well, and I love how you can bring people together, all from different disciplines. You from Turkey, and Max Sennett on drums. That video is courtesy of Max, by the way.
Exactly.
Thanks,
Max Sennett is playing on Eric's song.
Eric and Dia,
yeah.
Singing many different languages.
Very talented.
And that's Toronto right there in a nutshell. That's Canada in a nutshell. Well, I would love to flip to some live music with you. Sure. And I am so lucky to have met you because you're a big part of the last two albums we made, the Refuge and Sanctuary albums, where we went to Turkey, thanks to you, and performed with Gundamili Grubu. Amazing Turkish.
We've been talking about it years, though. Like when we first met,
I know.
You said I want to go to Turkey. Like it happened yet.
It did happen, and it was like the highlight of my musical career. And there's one Turkish tune that I learned from you, and I might play some of the notes wrong, but it's Hikaz Mandira. And tell us about this tune. It's actually written by an actual
Ottoman
Sultan.
times. It's coming from Ottoman times. It's this rhythm is 7/8. Especially this is a Black Sea region rhythm. Like in Black Sea, on this rhythm, people dance. Here, it's like
dance to 7/8.
It's not easy to count, but they dance on like everybody knows this rhythm.
Quick, slow, quick, slow. That's how dancers think of it sometimes.
Exactly.
But us Westerners, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Generally 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Like 7, 8 counting in Western. Ours is like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, taki. Here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Generally, that.
All right. Well, here we go with Hikaz Mandira.
Hijaz Mandira.
Oh. Okay, with the proper pronunciation. And we're going to be joined by our drummer percussionist Rosendo Chende Leon on this. Here we go.
Nice.
Where's that button? Oh, it's so great to hear that on soprano sax.
Yeah, thank you. It's
amazing. Fantastic.
Amazing arrangement.
Now, you're in Kune.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about Kune?
Of course.
Yeah.
Kune, it's, I think there was an audition in 2017. Kune is a Canadian, it's like the super long name is Canadian Global Band. And they were choosing all around the world, like all musicians. There was an audition for like 200 people, I think. They chose like 11 musicians. Then a couple musicians are changed. We lost one musician, unfortunately. He passed away a couple of years ago. And now we are 11 people. Ahmet joined us, Monica.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's like 11 different members from all around the world, and we're playing all our compositions. And we're creating compositions with those 11 different musicians, and everybody, as we were talking about it, everybody's putting their flavors, and it's amazing. I would love you to join one concert too. Why not?
We should do a double bill.
Exactly.
I mean, probably if you look at the Venn diagram of musicians in Kune and the musicians in a Refuge and Sanctuary project, is probably about half, right?
Yeah, exactly, half.
And so glad that Ahmed Monica joined you, because he's just fabulous, new Canadian, and a collaborator of ours as well, and such an amazing guy. I tell people that Ahmed Monica teaches me to be a better Canadian.
Yeah.
He makes me realize.
So nice.
He's so generous, as you are, and all the musicians that we get to play here.
He's very positive, right?
Very positive.
Very positive, and he has a star
Yeah.
personality on the stage.
And you're also doing school programming now with Kune, which is kind of cool,
Kune,
right?
We're working with Prologue Arts.
Yeah.
And we do school gigs, lots of. And I think the next gig we'll be performing for, like, we have a live show next week, I guess. Then
A live in-person show?
I think so. I don't know. I'm not sure about it.
You always have to double check.
Yes, we are starting with TD Jazz, I think. The dates will be coming. We had like some bookings for this summer, like the following year. I'll be posting on my website.
Mm-hmm.
You can see also Kune World website too.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll put a link to your website in the chat here. And if any of you have questions for Selçuk, just throw that in the chat, and we'll take a look at that. Okay. And tell me about the Parto band, because I think that's a really beautiful project as well.
Parto band is like the part of Kune, I think. Me, like Dimitri Patsalakis, he's a musical director for Kune. Padide, Ahrar Nejat, I think she played for your album. Both of them played for your album. And Padide is playing tar, and we're playing her project. Just Padide's husband is an addition for Parto. Otherwise, it's all Kune. Like Matthias is playing percussion, and 4 of us from Kune. We did beautiful. Like she has beautiful compositions. Like,
oh yeah.
And she's a lovely player from Iran. And Parto is amazing project too. I'm looking forward to play more concerts with them too.
Right on. And I showed this album earlier. Oh, sorry, it's covering your face there. You have another one coming up too that you're working on?
Yes. I'll be finishing at the end of this year.
And how will it differ from this first album, which I really love, by the way?
Thank you so much. Like I played mostly clarinet there. I want to do it half-half, like with saxophone and clarinet. And also I'll be playing more musicians from here, I think. Not lots of guests from Turkey, because whatever you are looking for in Canada, you can find it right now.
It's amazing, right?
It's amazing.
Well, let's play another song.
Sure.
This is a song that on our Refuge, Sultans of String Refuge album, you played saxophone. It's a song by Drew.
Beautiful song, Drew.
Wow,
Where
thank
is
you.
that?
Thank you.
Over here. Shout out to Jerry again for that foot switch. This is a song that Drew wrote. Do you want to give us a little introduction to this one, Drew? What inspired the name, and what's it called? And
Yeah, sure. This song is called Weather Update, and growing up, I was influenced by a famous bass player that some of you may or may not know, but Jaco Pastorius, and he was part of Weather Report with Joe Zawinul, and I just listened to a lot of their music, was really inspired by it, and so Weather Update is kind of a tribute to, it was inspired by one of their tunes called D-Flat Waltz, and it's just a homage and tribute to an amazing band.
All right, well, here we go with Weather Update with Selçuk Suna. So much fun.
It's amazing. Amazing sound through.
Thank you, Selçuk.
So, Selçuk, just before we wrap up, I'm wondering, as you do school shows and you're involved in education and youth. Do you have any words of wisdom for young people starting out looking to play music? I always like to find out if people have, ideas for young people to inspire them.
Yeah, just like practicing is boring at the beginning. But if you insist on practicing instrument, it's unbelievable. It's becoming a part of your life. And actually, I love practicing. I love playing by myself too. I love playing with the bands, but I love practicing too. Just try instruments. Music is beautiful for your brain, for your body. Just relaxing, meditation. If you're thinking about all that kind of situation, you can find it in music.
Nice words, yeah. And it is such a great way to spend time with people, isn't it? Whenever I travel, I always bring a musical instrument with me, even if it's a small thing. Might be a fiddle, it might be a ukulele, it might be a harmonica. It almost doesn't matter. But when you travel, it's almost like a ticket to meet other people and spend time with them and learn about them.
Yeah, my goal is I want to play it till the end. I want to play all the time. All the time.
Is there a country that has stood out for you in terms of traveling and performing there?
In Europe or?
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. I've been in Germany a lot, so I love Berlin. It's like home for me. And I love New York.
Yeah.
New York
Amazing
is my
scene,
favorite, right? Favorite at all. Just for music, exploration, it's just brain smashing. It's amazing.
And then when you go back to Turkey, is it kind of like going back to the well, to go back to the place that started it? Or
I play with my friends that I miss. We know we've been playing 13 years there, with my band. We know every note what we're gonna do next to each other. So that's amazing. But when I come back to Toronto, I feel amazing too. I have now friendship, established musician friends, and I miss here too. I miss playing different kinds of music too.
Tell us just a little bit about if people want to hear traditional Turkish music. Yes. Can you tell us where is Barans and what days are you there?
Barans is in Scarborough. It's on Eglinton, and we play 8:30 to 11:30. You can't miss it. You can't be late because it's going late. Sometimes we go until 12, I think, and it's the best Turkish restaurant you can
Unbelievable
experience. Yeah,
food.
you've been there. Yeah.
I went to see you play. Unbelievable food, and they've got the coal-fired meat barbecue right there. You can watch them cook it. Open kitchen. It's a beautiful experience.
I'm hungry now.
And Iraq, of course.
Arak is like Macedonian. Ours is rakı.
Oh, rakı.
Rakı is very close to ouzo, like Greek version.
Yeah, a couple of those, and the music just gets better and better, and then the dancing starts on the table.
With rakı, it gets better. Everything gets better. Just 50%. Yeah.
Well, as we wrap up, I just want to say thanks to all of our viewers for tuning in today. Next week we're off for March break, but then we're back in a couple of weeks with. We have Amchak Gompa, who's going to be joining us 2 Fridays from now. Beautiful player, beautiful man. He is from Tibet originally, now living in Calgary. And he's going to be playing the flute. He played on our Sanctuary album. He'll also play some string instruments that are quite beautiful, and he has a compelling story that we would love for you to hear. And then what else? If you would like to find out more about what we're doing, you can always keep up with the band if you go to our website, sultansofstring.com. There's a sign-up list there. And also want to mention that the Burlington Frontline Clap is doing a fundraiser for the UN Refugee Agency. You know that the plight of refugees is close to our heart, and all donations to this fundraiser will be allocated to the current situation in Ukraine, and no donation is too small. So I'm going to be putting a link for that in the chat in just a moment. Actually, why don't you guys start playing a little bit of tunage here. I'm going to throw that link in the chat, and then we're going to thank a couple people. That's a very big. That's a very big link, but find it on my. I guess you can find it in any of the chats. I don't really know how that works. We'll make sure to populate it. We have a few people to thank. I love this music. It's hard to concentrate with great music playing. But thanks for all our collaborators on the series, especially Selçuk Suna here with us today. Our tech team of John Bailey and Guillermo Saboste, our amazing admin team, our record label, record distributors, Fontana, CEN Proper, Rick and Marianne Chester, such wonderful supporters, Steve and Brent from Yamaha Canada. We're all playing these amazing Line 6 Stomp units, and we love them. Ontario Arts Council for supporting this series, and of course, to all of you for joining us here today, and we will see you again soon. Martin, thanks for the snowplows. And Nicole, always great to have you with us. And Hillsburg, Ontario, that's where you are. And nice to see you too, Mara. And we'll see you soon. Buffalo Philharmonic is our next gig at the end of the month, and then we go on tour in the U.S. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, please hit that follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit subscribe and the bell so that you find out when we're playing upcoming shows. Part of the show, pressing the finish button. All right, we're gonna bid you adieu. Lots of love to all of us, to all of you.